Hi, this is Elliot Wave Sage. I want to do an end of the day market update. And like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. So my last video, I was warning you about this squeeze and then crash. So today, I think we started that move, and a lot of people on the internet are like, "I'm shorting it. I'm in puts, and I'm puts, and all this." And I think they're going to find out that that's just a little too early on that. And I would be looking for this Y wave to play out in technology. I do think this is going to break out. Now, of course, with every rise, there's going to be a pullback. This Y needs to be in 5 waves, and we're only in wave 1 still. So at some point, this wave 1 will end, and we should get a 2, and then a 3, 4, 5, right? Something like this. The other alternative is, perhaps we are in, we're not in wave 1, we're actually in 3, and we maybe get like a 3, 4, 5, and end it this way, in the 328, 29 area. This is not that likely because again, this leg is going to match the complexity and time of this leg. This is not a typical pattern right here. So if you look, this took from March 13th all the way to April 4th. So it almost took 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So we're looking at mid-May, mid-May-ish before this peaks out somewhere around there, most likely. Now, of course, that's not ideal. So if you're like, oh, it's going to crash, I think you got to be really careful with that type of attitude at the moment, because the market, I don't think, can crash unless Facebook crashes and Microsoft crashes and the others. And right now, they're in no mood or position to crash, whether you think the market should or not. So the market works together. So that's what's going on right now, and underneath. And so when we saw Amazon pop, and then it faded, but I believe it will pop and make up all that it lost. I'm still looking for Amazon potentially going to 130. So this market is probably in Wheel and Valley Triangle will come up in this pattern. So it's just going to take a little more time to top out. But when it does, like I said, there will be no surprise. It will be clear to everyone why, and then it will have a massive free fall down. Uh, so this is what I'm seeing in the market. So like the Dow Jones is kind of weak, still lagging a little bit. Technology's leading. Again, that's not a 4 to me. This is a 1-2. We should bust out in a wave 3 out of this consolidation here, and this should put a pretty nice rally on coming out of this, whatever you want to call this pattern. But this consolidation looks like it's ripe to come out and break out. Whether we think it deserves to, or it should, or it's against my beliefs and philosophy and my fundamentals, and I'm so smart and I have all this logic behind my position. I'm just telling you what the chart's telling me. The chart's telling me we're going to go higher. We're going higher in the Dow right now. Before you get this, this is what's coming, guys. But not yet. Not yet. We're going to have to play this out. And then the SPY, which we're bouncing in the C of a Y, so it's a little different than tech, right? So 1, 2, 3 legs. We already have the first leg connector. Now we're in the last leg. This leg again. So maybe 430, 428, 432, somewhere around there, and that should be it. That should be that. Now, of course, there's this extreme target higher, but I'm not counting on that. We would need to see. I think what I would need to see there is this, as this wave plays out, a 1-2, 1-2. So we'll need to see that. We'll see how this goes, but I think this is the more probable path. And then the Qs I've already talked about, IWM making its way up. Now, if you look shorter time frame, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Look at this. Okay, so let's take a look. 1, 2, probably 3, 4, 5. And as you know, this is what happens after 5, right? Something like that. So this is probably how we're going to trade for the next couple days, or 3 trading sessions, something like that. Something like this. This is going to play out. This is the most likely path. Now, it doesn't have to do that, right? It doesn't have to. It could do something different, right? So we have to keep an eye on things. The other thing to keep in mind is once we do break this high, 321.5. I mean, again, this would be unorthodox, but it's still technically possible. So we can't completely get complacent either. Once we make that new high, then we're really looking at where is divergence being erased. Because ideally, in this three-wave counter move on the daily, you actually want to see all the divergence erased on this final push higher, which is why it squeezes up. If you look here too, the daily stochastic is reset. We just crossed over. How can this move? This isn't shown. I mean, again, look where the daily is. Let's see here. Go back down here. Messed up my graph for a minute. Here. So look where this stochastic is, and see how it turns up. We're turning up. Here, we bottomed down and turned up. The daily down here bottomed up and turned up. So if the daily has been reset, if this correction has reset the daily, there's still much more upside to come, because this daily stochastic is going to need to reset before we can get our crash wave. And on top of that, we need RSI divergence to be erased as well. We need this RSI to come up and take out all these peaks. So that's why I think that the market, this move won't do something like this. So I think we've got a bigger move coming higher, and then all hell breaks loose. And that's how I look at it. Now Bitcoin is tricky. It's still come down to 25.5 and then rally. But it may already be done. It may be ready to bust a new high. So it's very tricky count here. But maybe I lean toward. Let's see if we can see any clues. Again, daily's opened up here. Those are pretty good. Let's look at the 4-hour reset. The 4 hours still down. Yeah, maybe it is going to take a quick dump down to 25.5, 25, and then go to new highs. I'll buy that dip if this happens, given where the market is now. So if we get a dip in Bitcoin down to this like 25.8 area, somewhere in this zone, 24.9. I'll play the long side on that. I'll buy that dip. I'll buy that dip and see where it happens. So keep an eye on Bitcoin for a trade if it drops. Oil, I think it's close to bottoming. It didn't quite get down to the 72. More than likely, it's getting ready to bottom. Gold's tricky. Could be in this 1-2-1-2 setup. This low is holding. As long as that low holds, this is the count. And then silver, same thing. As long as that low holds, it's a 1-2, ready to come out of here. And again, it could dump back to 24, 23. Goodbye. So it's kind of like tough to guess where that's going. And then the dollar index, again, it's faded. It's going into that support. If it breaks that support, it'll have a pretty good drop, steep drop come in. This would be more upside. and that should help commodities, crypto, and technology stocks. So just keep that in mind. So China, not interested in China until KWeb drops more. KWeb has to come down here. It's too. If I would like to see one more push lower in this KWeb in this ABC pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to see that 5 come. That would be good to see. That would be nice to see that. Um, to see that, something like that. So then let's just kind of scan the market and see if anything's interesting to talk about. So technology-wise, the stock AI was lagging. No pump in AI. Uh, that's a little concerning. But again, it hasn't really hit the area. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep an eye. Tesla started out late but bounced nicely here. That's good. That's a good sign. AMD was tricky, but it made a 1, 2. It's coming out of this. Apple, it did it's breaking the high. It's about to break the downtrend line, and this will be a very interesting structure. And we need to start thinking about alternative accounts on this, on Apple, uh, as this goes higher. This could be a massive A, B, C, and we could see 185 Apple. So we could see Apple in some kind of count like this, where this is an A, B, C. Okay, and if that's the case, we need an impulse here. So you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at the RSI, and we are diverging. So should be the fifth wave we're coming out of if this is the count. And if it erases divergence, it'll extend. But something like that. We'll see. That's what I'm thinking for Apple. And then it should have a massive drop. Amazon was really tricky. I still have 130. I think it pumped in this wave 3 and then faded. So it's not an impulse. So what does that mean? It means this structure isn't an ABC. It's some kind of WXY structure. So we would label this as something like 1, 2, 3. So this would be a WXY, and then this would be a WXY, after hours, and then it dropped again here. So this would become a WXY like that. Okay, and then here WXY, something like that. So this is kind of how I see it at the moment. For now, something like that, and then it could have its crash moment. Facebook, amazing. This obviously didn't happen. So again, this is interesting. Now the B, I think a long time ago I mentioned it could come up because this had a very unusual structure here, and I said that this actually could be the W, and it looks like, and then this is just a massive A, B, C, and that would get Facebook up to somewhere around 257. It seems like that's where it's gonna head, and then you start talking about a gap fill. So that would be Facebook W, X, and then Y, later, something like that. So the question is what would cause Facebook to do this, right? Given that how many people love it. I was thinking maybe the debt ceiling crisis may be more serious than we think, because I think in a debt ceiling default or accident, the market will sell off in a catastrophic manner. Everything would go down, no matter no matter if people love the stock or not, like something like this right now. So I don't know. I'm just speculating what could cause such a calamity to drop that after all the positive news and pumping. Hard to believe, right? You almost think that this must be the bottom, and we're coming off of the low. But again, let's take a look. Could that be the bottom? Let's see. You still have divergence. It's not as significant as it could be. You know, but it's divergence, so this could be a massive impulse down and an A, B, C up. So maybe that's another count in Facebook. Something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get this kind of like, well, it's not really an ABC. And then that target would be 277. Probably fill the gap. So interesting, interesting. And then that retrace would be about what? Close to the 618. So again, but it seems like there's more upside coming in the market, guys. But when this is finally done, then yeah, then we could start talking about crash. Now, Microsoft totally negated this structure, right? Look at that. And then, boom. And that's why, because everyone was fooled. Everyone was fooled on that. So now, let's take a look at Microsoft. Looking at it now, the best way I could see this count, again, that looks like 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe, again, you have an A, a B, and a C like that. 3, 3, and then you need 5 up in B. B could go to 314, this area here, somewhere there. And again, you need 1, 2, and then here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So again, there's more upside coming. That's what it looks like. All right, that's just technology. I'll just keep kind of going here and see if there's anything else of interest. Zimmer is a potential buy here as long as it holds that low, this all-time low here. I don't know if it broke it. No, it hasn't. So that's an opportunity. I won't play it though. I have my money in other things, but there is a setup there in Zimmer. And Vuzi played out nice today. It had a real nice bounce. It was up almost 11% today. We'll see how this plays out. I'm really hoping to get this kind of pump going. We'll see. DNA had a structure breakdown today, breaking that low. I don't like that. So what that tells me is there'll be more downside. So we'll want to trade this, not hold it too long. But I do believe we'll get something like this now out of this consolidation. But then I would be looking to get out of it with the low breaking. But I do believe it should get a relief rally back up to 148, 153, I think, and then I would be looking to leave the position. because of the breakdown. The structure's now not, it's not good. I don't think with the market, if the market's going to go higher, I don't think this will drop much further. But do what's best for you. Um, yeah, just lots pumping different stocks today. And Travel Zoo's pumping. I haven't looked at that in a long time. Let's take a look at how Travel Zoo's playing out. Um, yeah, it's still got more downside. It's just another 1-2 counter trend. Um, green stocks. I think First Solar after hours was getting hit. I warned everyone about First Solar. Right. Be careful. And then Enphase is weak. Looking for this area here, and that's all I've got there. And then let's see commodities on. I think the, I like the XLE. I pick it, trying to you call this a scalp, but I'm trying to get that bounce in XLE for this final wave. Kind of coming up here. It still may not be a what, like this is maybe too aggressive for the overall count. I could still call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're in some kind of 5. We're in A, B, C. So it's just kind of a scalp trade to, maybe 96, and I'll get out of it. And I'm watching OIH. If OIH could get down in this area, I like that as a long play. 214, 194. If it happens, I'd rather go into, if you really want to go into rig, when that happens, rig, keep an eye on that. Rig would be around 477, 422. So keep an eye on that. Rig here for a nice tradable bounce. Then, yeah, hot charts. So let's see. I think Crocs hit, looks like a wave 5 peak. Now looking for lower prices for, again, this is a buyable dip, guys, but it's too early to buy in my opinion. And just a lot of green here, and then financials, a little bit of a relief rally, and healthcare stocks. Some of them were weak today. I would say I do have my eye on DHR at 204. I like to pick that up in this area. Danaher, I like that one. AbbVie's finally breaking down here. Like to pick that up down in this area, low 100s. So some of the healthcare. Now Lilly is interesting. Moving to a new all-time high. I've kind of updated the count. Again, end in diagonal. I don't have my lines perfect, but get the idea. I do think this is the last swing higher, as long as the divergence stays erased. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at that. Yeah, so as long as the divergence is still, still divergence at the wave 5 peak, is still good, and we are. So it's still good. Keep an eye on that. Lilly. There's definitely an obsession with Lilly, with like the more professional investment community, and the Kramer crowd. They love that stock. I mean that is a favorite stock of that generation. Like I guess Tesla is of the millennials. So then that's all. Let's see, staples. I do like, again, Celsius. I do like it, hoping to get this breakout, and then looking at the bigger picture, hoping to break out eventually. Nothing really interesting outside. AEHR is close to a low here, by the way, and probably a buyable dip here. It's probably close. Yeah, maybe one more low. It's close. So anyway, so that's the market, guys. If you're hoping for a big crash, we have to shift our thinking to another high, then crash. This triangle, it's not happening with the way the tech stocks performing right now. So this to me is invalid at this point. I'd be looking for this kind of structure to play out, this C, and then here, so one more push higher. But boy, this will be a painful push for people on the wrong side of the market, because I think this push should erase all the divergence, so that it should push the daily up. So this could be a very quick, sharp crash upward to really get capitulation on the short, bear side, and really trap a lot of buyers. So, you know, what I'm doing, and again, you can't just copy me, but to give you my feel, here we I loaded up TQQ SPXL here, like I was saying, and now I'm gonna sit in that, but I probably my thinking is I won't dump it here. I'm thinking I'll dump it somewhere around this peak in this 34, 3, this somewhere in this area, and then if I miss this part of the move, if it really comes higher, so be it. Because it's just too dangerous. Because when this does end, I do believe in like one trading session we'll lose all of this leg, and then it'll be clear to everyone we're in a new phase of the bear market. So I don't want to hang out and be too greedy, but I do know there'll be some easy money here that I want to pick up like we had today. I believe there's probably one more day kind of like today in our future at least. I'm not saying tomorrow, but I do think where did I have uh, the, the I don't think I probably got rid of it, but what I'm thinking is you'll get this 1, 2, and then I do think we'll get a 3. And when they get that 3, I think it's another day like this, and that may be the day. At the end of the day, I'll dump everything, get that push. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to fold or dump anything now. I'm going to hold, and if we drop again, I will look through the market to find other things to buy. I won't buy this, of course. I'll find other individual stocks that are in a good position to pick up for that. And like I said, I'm hoping crypto decides to dump one more time down from here to this area, because this is a good area to trade that for long. So I'm really hopeful that this can happen. So keep an eye on that. I think this is a good possible trade setup soon, and then we come out, or at least you get 25 and gets back up to 29 again. Like I think this is a good bounce play trade here. All right, that's my video, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think it's PCE report, so that should definitely move the market when that comes out.